Yo, what's going on guys? It's me, Morvi, and I'm back again with another top 10 easy 100% guide. Today we're on a hunt for another 10,000 Gamerscore. With this episode, I've made sure that I've kept the prices low so it doesn't break the bank, and I've also tried to keep the time frame as low as possible. There are a couple that hit in the 6-7 hour period, but most of them are around 1 to 2 hours. I have tried to keep it so there's a lot more obscure titles on this list, so don't expect to see IDAR popping up like the other achievement guides you may have seen. Before we start guys, if you want to see more of these videos, please hit that sub button as it shows that you like them, and to be honest, this is some of my favourite content that I make. If you're like me and you like the achievements, come follow my Twitch as I do a lot of live runs over there, and it's at twitch.tv/Mr. Morvi. Now, enough of this grungy guy talking, let's jump into the achievements. Takatan, previously known as Octonaut, is a short little side-scrolling shooter. You take control of who I assume is Takatan, a cute little octopus that can fly and shoot down anything that gets in his way. The control is very easy to pick up and you'll find yourself unlocking achievements without even trying. There are a varied list of achievements to collect, from boss fights, completing the game, to collecting gems along the way. This game's super short and really simple. The difficulty does ramp up a little bit at the last stage, but it isn't anything impossible. You will need to grind out a couple of levels at the end to obtain the needed gems, but don't worry, that won't take too long. Check out my guide as I found a super easy way to do it. A full 100% will take you around 2 to 3 hours, and this one's usually on sale, so make sure you keep your eye out. Check the description down below for my guide. Agatha Knife is the first of Psychotics games on this list. Agatha is a young girl who works in her parents' failing butchers. She loves nothing more than making friends with the animals that come into the store, but she also loves taking their lives and cutting them up. Yep, just another day in every little girl's life. Your mission is to create a new religion that will not only help bring customers to the store, but also stop the animal buddies to get scared before the chop. Super uplifting game, I know. With a charming art style masking a very bleak story in a bizarre world, this is a really fun game to 100%. You have to run around the world helping all sorts of strange characters with their tasks while collecting all sorts of different items to help you along your journey. This is an adventure game with a point and click twist, and I'm not going to lie to you, the first episode that I recorded, I had no idea of the point and click part of it, so bear that in mind. This is probably the longest title to 100% on this list. You can pick up the majority of the achievements just by playing through the game, but there are a couple missable achievements along the way, as well as one where you essentially have to play through the game twice. With a guide, you can probably blast through this game in around 4 hours, but a casual playthrough, you're looking at around 7 to 8. This is a super fun one to play through though, with a lot of laughs and pop culture references that some of the younger audiences may not even pick up today. So it's well worth a playthrough. As well, it's also pretty cheap. You can pick up both Agatha Knife and Mechanica in one bundle, but you can also pick them up separately. If you fancy checking out some of the game footage, I did a whole playthrough, so check the description down below and I've linked the first episode. The next one on our list is Deliver Us the Moon. Deliver Us the Moon is a space story about what happens when humans burn too much liquid dinosaur. Fun fact, the world dies. This space adventure was given out with the Games for Gold, but is also now on the Game Pass, so this one is cheap as chips. This one should take you around 6 hours to fully 100%, although some of the collectibles are hidden quite well, so this might slow you down slightly. This is one of the longer ones on this list, but it's fairly straightforward. I'd recommend this one on a rainy Sunday afternoon. The achievements themselves are pretty standard. There are some story related chivos as well as the usual hidden items and audio logs. So don't worry, you little head, there's enough missable achievements for everyone. That's every achievement hunter's favourite words. But yeah, I would recommend this one as visually it is very nice to look at. Some of the puzzles are a bit of a head scratcher, so you might need a guide, but for the most part it's pretty good, it's pretty fun and quite easy to get through. So yeah, 6 to 7 hours and it's all yours. Inside takes a similar style of side-scrolling puzzler in a bleak, obscure world. You take control of an unnamed boy and you take him through various unnerving settings on a journey unknown to the player. Although this isn't a super long game, all of the achievements are missable. The achievements are linked to finding secret items placed throughout the game. There are some signs you pick up on in the map, such as the yellow cable to help you show where it's hidden. Given the landscape, it's mainly various shades of grey. These aren't too hard to miss, but it isn't impossible. The whole 100% usually takes around 4 hours, but if you're using a guide or a walkthrough to get through the puzzles, you should do it much quicker. Check the description down below as I've uploaded my full playthrough as well as my achievement guide. I would really recommend you play this one without the walkthrough and instead use my achievement guide. It's so much fun and the art style is super sick. My guide only points out where the secrets are, so don't worry about the spoilers. Where the Bees Make Honey is a cute short puzzle game where you're looking back at your childhood and seeing the world through the eyes of a child. The gameplay changes throughout the game and it feels like the developer wasn't too sure what they were going for. One minute you're in a first person type view, walking around an empty office space like an extra in the set of Matrix. Then the next minute you're a bee girl setting fire to a forest. The RC driving part did make me want to pull my hair out, but it's short enough that we can allow it. But if it was any longer, I would not recommend this game. All the achievements are story related as well as the achievement linked to getting both endings. Don't worry, just get the first achievement and reload the game and choose the other option. This will save you having to play through this game again. You can blast through this one in about 50 minutes. It's usually on sale, so make sure you put it on your wish list. I've uploaded a full playthrough, so check the description down below and give it a watch.
Sonny? Sonny!
Virginia is the most unique title on this list. It's more of an interactive experience as it takes you on the role of a new member of the FBI. You go through the game watching yourself go through the ranks until you notice something fishy is afoot. The storyline has a lot of subtext and hidden meaning, and the game uses a lot of quick cuts to different scenes like a movie. This is a pretty cool arty touch, but it does make collecting achievements pretty stressful. This is because a lot of the achievements are missable as well as a little bit convoluted. There are also collectibles you'll need to pick up along the way, but you'll need to get them at specific times. For example, you will visit areas more than once, but the items you collect on trip 1 will not be there on trip 2. You also need to play through the game twice. My first run was a casual playthrough just to see what the game was all about, and the second run was to collect all of the remaining missing achievements, which turned out to be the vast majority. Each playthrough takes around an hour and a half, so you can do it in 2 sittings quite casually. The trickiest part about this game is that you can miss all of the collectibles. This game does offer a scene selection feature, but to get the collectible achievements you have to do it all in one run. You're either going to be forced to search every dark crevice while trying not to advance a stage, or I would recommend using a guide. I wasn't the biggest fan of this title, but it was on sale, so I couldn't say no. This one should take you around 3 hours to fully 100% and bag that 1000 G. This spooky game was part of the Games for Gold deal around Halloween. It's a fairly standard spooker with minimal jump scares. They had to add a few though because spooks, I guess. You're on the search for your wife who has gone missing. You pull up to the mansion which was her last known whereabouts. You think you're going to get a hug from the missus and a cup of tea from the in-laws, but oh no, you've stumbled on a who can wear a potato sack over their face the longest competition, and silly old Jews forgotten your sack. But no, seriously, you'll be sneaking through the corridors of this mansion on the hunt for various collectibles and diary entries, all while dodging a character that I can only describe as a brick shithouse. This game does require a couple playthroughs as well as a full playthrough without being hit once. This does sound tricky, but the enemies are very manageable, and once you are familiar with the layout, it's easier to run from safe spot to safe spot. With a guide, this should only take you around 5 hours, but this can take a little bit longer. It isn't the scariest, so don't let the fact that it's a horror put you off. It's a good laugh. Beyond Eyes is an interesting little game. You take control of a small child who is blind. You need to traverse the world using your other senses to weave around various obstacles. This one is really fun as we don't usually get to see and play
Mechanica is the second title from the developers
Psychotic.
Really
cute, there is a
Nika
sense of
is
loneliness
like Agatha
throughout
in
the
the
game.
sense they have
As you're
some
making your way through the game
tasks
and
on the
finding
side of their
different
schoolwork.
locations, the game
Nika
gives you
hates
more
the world
info
and
about
she
the
wants
child
to see
we're
it
playing.
burn,
It's very
and
clear
we
that
go
she's
to help her.
lonely and
Just
her
like
best
Agatha
friend is
Knife,
her
you will
cat.
need to run
What I
around
love
the
about
town
this game that
speaking
it
to all
shows us
sorts
a
of
part of the
colourful
world that
characters,
many of us
some
may
of which
never
are
ever get
returning
to see.
characters,
And it
which
kind
is
of
really
puts
nice
some
to
things
see.
into perspective.
It works in the
that
same
some
way,
of us
so
are
it's a
luckier than
point-and-click
others.
adventure game.
A lot of
You
the
need to search
achievements are
time over
missable,
different
and to unlock
items
them,
around
you'll
the
need to
town
find different
to get through
locations
the
on the
game.
map. This isn't
And
too
just
hard
like
as
the
your other
first
senses
title,
are
in this
heightened,
town,
so you'll
all
need
the
to follow the
zany characters
vibrations you
have
feel
tasks
and the
that we
sounds
need
you
to
hear.
complete.
This one should only take you
Child
around 3
labour.
hours, but
How
I would
nice of
suggest
them.
using a
This
guide
one should
as
only
the
take you
map is
2 hours
quite
to
tricky to
complete, which is a
navigate
lot
on your
shorter
first
than Agatha
playthrough.
Knife. Some of the
Although it isn't
achievements are
impossible, it
missable,
just
so I
might
would
take you a
recommend the
little bit
guide,
longer.
although they are very
I would definitely
straightforward,
recommend this
even if
one
you just
as it
read
was
the
really
description
cute,
of each
really
achievement.
short, and
I
you
like
get
how
the
they
1000
link
game
both
score at
Agatha
the
Knife
end.
and Mechanica using the same world, so if you played one, you should be very familiar with your surroundings. It's also nice to see returning characters as you get to find out what's happened since you last left them, some doing a lot better than others. The humour is subtle, but it's very well written, and the whole world has a charming feel to it with very adult overtones that some younger players may miss. The soundtrack is also super cute and had me whistling it around the house for days. If you fancy checking out the gameplay, I did a complete playthrough, so check the description down below, and I've linked the first episode there.
Limbo and Inside.
Now, on to the next one.
It's quite clear that the developers took inspiration from these games. So if you've played these games, you should know what to expect. It isn't as fluid as some other platformers out there, but it won't break the bank and it's fairly short. The graphic style is crude, but it's kind of lovable. It's got a really unsettling, spooky vibe to it, sort of like a Nightmare Before Christmas. Thankfully, there are no missable achievements, so all you have to do is get through the short 9 levels as well as the tutorial and the final one for finishing up the game. I won't lie to you guys, this isn't the most fun, but it is very quick and easy to get through. This one should take you around 2 hours to get the full 100%. It may take a little shorter if you're using a guide to get through the puzzles. Either way, you should get through this one without any troubles, and another 1000 G is yours. And that is the end of my video. I really hope you guys got a few titles you can complete from my video, or if I missed any game you think is super easy, please let me know down in the comment section. If you'd like me to hunt down some more titles to get them achievements, smash that like button. I have quite a few achievement videos coming out in the new year, so smash that subscribe button so to make sure you don't miss them. As I said guys, if you want to see any of the guides that I was talking about in this video, please check the description down below as I've linked them all there, or check out my channel. And while you're there, why not stop and check out my first video for top 10 easy 100%. With both the videos under your belt, you will have 20,000 Gamerscore easy peasy. But until next time guys, I've been Morvi, stay lucky, peace.